Is there such thing as a bad magic card? Papa Mage is going to show me a new card from Ixalan. I have not seen it yet. Let us see what I think. And we're starting right now. Reaching and teaching young mages of all ages. Welcome, young mage. I am Rhino, and today Papa Mage is here to show me a card that I don't know.
Okay, this is a card from Ixalan. It was spoiled yesterday. Rhino hasn't seen it yet. He hasn't gotten caught up. And so what I want to do is I want to get his initial reaction to see what he thinks about it without listening to anybody else's opinion, okay? So we're going to bring it up here, and I'll pull it up on the screen for you as well. It's Old Growth Dryads. It's a 1-drop. It's a 3/3 for 1. It's a rare. When Old Growth Dryads enters the battlefield, each opponent may search his or her library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield tab, and shuffle his or her library. So it's a 1-drop. That's a 3/3, and you're giving your opponent a land on the battlefield. What do you think?
This is a very strange card. It can give you a land?
No, it gives your opponents a land, not you.
Yeah, I know. But I like the 1-drop 3/3.
Yeah.
But the ability is so strange. So how could this be a good card?
Well, would you say it's a good card?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of people out there that say that it is a really bad card. Giving your opponents an advantage is not a good thing, okay? Now, what I want to do is I want to bring up, all right, in what situations would a card like this be good? Would this be good in limited, in a sealed deck? I mean, you're still giving your opponent a land, and if they have already got a land on the field, then you're giving them another color that they might need. You're helping them out just so that you can swing for a 3.
Okay, but that would be next turn.
Yeah. Now, if this had haste, that might be a little different.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have haste.
It's so strange.
Yeah. Would this be good in standard? Well, let's get back to that. It's just, there's a lot of people that say all around, no, it's a bad card, it's a bad card. Now, the thing is, we don't know the rest of the cards that are in the set. There may be something that helps this out. So what would be a good situation in which this would be a good card, especially on the first turn?
Yeah, so they can get another land drop, and now they have 2 lands.
Right. So what would be a situation where it would be good to have this card? The wheels are turning.
Cycles?
Cycle lands?
Wait, no.
No? It's a basic land.
It's a basic land. How could this card be a good card?
And you're having a hard time figuring that out, aren't you? Okay.
Yeah.
What about later in the game, when they already have plenty of land? Would that help them out? Not as much? Okay, so later in the game, this might be reasonable. Having a 1-drop 3/3 later in the game, that might be good.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to play it first turn. What about in a land destruction deck? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So we're giving them a land, but then we get to destroy a land. What about in cases where having extra land is not a good thing? Remember, what was it? The Knights of the White Orchid.
Knights of the White Orchid. Oh! I remember that card. It, what does it do?
If your opponent has more land than you, you get to get a land. So if you can even up the field, or you can use this to your advantage, then this becomes a much better card, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so to just say out and out that this is a bad card, giving your opponent an extra land is a bad thing. I mean, yeah, in pro games, on the pro tour, they've got their deck super tuned and all that, and that's definitely not what we're talking about here. What we're talking about is in casual games and Friday Night Magic, Standard Showdown, when you're out to have fun and you're not that worried about, you know, the outcome of the game. You know, the neat thing about this is most everybody's going to look at this card and say it's bad, and they're going to ignore it. They're going to completely ignore it, and they will never look at it again until someone comes up with the deck that uses it to their advantage. Right?
Okay, now that makes a lot more sense.
Okay, so since we are brewers, we brew new decks, we come up with new ideas. We like looking at all the cards and trying to figure out how to make it work in our favor. Now, when Ulamog came out, Rhino was so upset. 2 Friday Night Magics in a row, he lost every game to Ulamog. And he hated Ulamog.
Yeah, he is just like this big spaghetti monster. I hate him.
Well, that was
100%.
Okay.
But the plus I got to counter to Ulamog. So
yeah, but then I got him on the path of looking at what would take out Ulamog. And at first it was like, nothing. It's indestructible. And then I showed him Turn to Frog. Ribbit. And
I know what Turn to Frog does.
Yeah.
It turns literally anything into a 1/1 frog, and then you can just shock it and kill it.
Yeah. So when he saw that, he began to realize that there is nothing in the game that is unbeatable. There's nothing in the game that is bad. There's only depending upon the situation. So, but when you go to Friday Night Magic, Standard Showdown, you find out what your friends like playing. And then as a brewer, as somebody that comes up with new decks, we like coming up with things that might muck with those things, might change things around, give them something that they never thought of. You know, is there a deck that having too much land is a bad thing? That may be the case in Ixalan. We'll find out. But I'm sure that we can come up with ways that this will be a great card and it will not have as much of a disadvantage as you would think. Now, will this be on the Pro Tour and get top 8? I don't know.
Probably not. But
maybe not. But
maybe.
But then again, there was other cards like Collected Company. Everybody, when it first came out, everybody thought that it was a junk card. There was other cards like that too that nobody could conceive of how it would be in their favor. And then all of a sudden, somebody came up with a plan, came up with the ideas. So that's what we were looking at. Is there such thing as a bad card in Magic? I don't think so. I don't think there really is. I mean, there's some that you have to think really hard as to how it can be used and in what situation it can be used. But I don't think there's any cards that are intentionally bad, like a 5-drop 1/1 creature. You know, that sounds bad, right?
Yeah.
But does that 5-drop 1/1 creature survive to Fatal Push?
No, it doesn't.
Yes. Well, yeah. Fatal Push can't push it. So maybe that's a bit extreme, but maybe a 5-drop 4/4. People automatically think that that's not very good, but with a Fatal Push in the game,
it can't kill it.
You can't kill it.
Like,
so
no, don't push me. I'm innocent.
So if you know that you're going up against somebody that's got a playset of Fatal Pushes, then maybe looking at those sorts of cards, finding a way of ramping up to that might be a good thing. So is this a bad card? Maybe, probably not. We'll find out. I think this is going to be one of our #1 cards to try to brew a deck around because so many people say it's bad.
I think this is a great bad card challenge.
Well, it might be a bad card challenge. But then again, there may be a set of cards that comes out that it's obvious. Well, you would do this, and you've got the best deck with this card.
It would be great if it was each player who gets a land.
Yeah, including yourself. But this is each opponent, so you're giving your opponent land.
I was just thinking of landfall, but landfall is going to be rotating out.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. We're pretty certain it is. But it might come back in Dominaria. It might come back while this is still in. So don't immediately jump or make a decision about these cards. Yeah, right now it looks like it ain't that great. But I'm sure there's some way that it might work.
So tell me what you think in the comments below. Do you think this is a bad card? If you like this video, consider subscribing. Just hit that Rhino down below. And don't forget the bell notifications so you don't miss anything. There are a few videos on the side that may interest you. I have more videos coming out soon. So until then, Rhino out.